to help his putter alignment, and took a lot of care in getting this one perfectly lined up.
An opportunity to move to 2 under par. Nicely done there.
Yeah, great up and down there to make his birdie 4.
Well, this is the part of the golf course, Mark, you have to score on.
You do. Both nines give you a little bit of a start to get off to a good start, but especially here now with that drivable 12th since the redesign, it's imperative. You get a couple birdies, maybe an eagle here. We've seen all the players at the top of the leaderboard do that.
As Watson converts his birdie.
How funny is that? They both made 4 on the par 3 8th, and they both make 4 on the par 5 11th.
As we head to that drivable par 4 that was redone a few years ago, and I really like this, Mark. What are your thoughts about it?
It's great. I mean, it's we had 90% of the players go for the green in the first round with that back left hole location. It's 281 yards only today. That sounds like it could be a par 3. But it is a par 4, enticing all the players. We've got the pin right in the front right portion of the green. Obviously, over here, if you get something going fast, it's going to go down into the water, which is not a good spot. Anything to the right also is going to kind of go away. But a great chance for a birdie or an eagle, and it's the easiest hole on the golf course all week.
Now as we head back to the 9th, 3rd shot for Matsuyama. Brooks Koepka has laid up and will play his 3rd after Matsuyama. Oh, tasty.
Matsuyama came to play today.
That one should result in another birdie for Matsuyama. As we watch this 3rd shot again, and
he only had 83 yards, so for him that's probably a little bit off of a 60-degree wedge. Shots that we all practice from time to time, but not the easiest. The distance control is tough when you're not trying to hit it full.
As we will now jump back over to the back 9 to the par 4 12th.
Absolutely. You end up in the valley where you were yesterday, right?
Mark Immelman no longer with this pairing. He will head back to the 1st hole when we catch Tiger Woods and Kevin Na teeing off at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Bubba going with driver here.
May seem like a lot of club, however it is into the wind, and look at where he's aiming over here to the right. Gonna hit a big old banana cut.
Come on, softly. Dig in. Dig in. Sit.
Hang on there. That'll be all right though.
Yeah, that'll be okay with that change they made over there with a little bit of rough. It'll hold it up.
Could have slight issue with that ball rolling up against the first cut, but as Justin Thomas.
I think a kind of smooth one, if it comes up flatted like that, has a chance to run up there. And off the right.
And caddy.
And off the left. It's much better. Accurate.
Caddy Jimmy Johnson discussed this. 3 wood for Thomas.
A little more direct route. It's about 255 yards to carry that bunker at the pin. He's going to hit it. Looks like he's setting up for just a slight draw in there. Started at that bunker just to the right of the green.
Shot, man.
Go on. Go. Made it. I made it.
Yes. Hole 1.
Oh, he's calling it. He thinks he made it.
Wow. I would say that was the perfect weight, Mark.
That's the perfect way. Pretty good to do that with 281 yards into the wind. These guys are good.
As we'll get another look at this one, and really just not only a good swing, but perfectly placed.
Hole in one.
He and Bubba are having some fun out there today.
They are having some fun. It was an early wake-up call for them, probably in the 5 o'clock, 5:30 range, but they'll be done and having lunch and have the whole rest of the afternoon to spend with, well, Bubba with his family, who just showed up, as Mark indicated to us earlier.
Now back just short of the green of the night, third shot for Brooks Koepka.
Long bump and run.
That just happened. And now to convert his birdie.
So he'll make the turn with a 38 on the front nine, 2 over par.
So with some big numbers still, as you mentioned, just 2 over. As Rory McIlroy, Tommy Fleetwood lead the way at 12 under, but don't count your blessings on this, because a lot can happen here at the Players Championship. 12 under for McIlroy and Fleetwood. Local resident Jim Furyk won around yesterday, 8 under par. Ian Poulter, he's been in the mix here before. As we look over, Keith Mitchell continues some really solid play, Mark.
Yeah, that win just 2 weeks ago and continuing with it. And then, you know, Luke List looking for his first win, another long hitter.
See, Dustin Johnson, John Rahm, they were part of our feature group coverage yesterday. Russell Knox, local resident Patrick Reed, former champion Sergio Garcia, Matt Kuchar. This is going to be a fun.
Scott, a lot of former champions on that board.
This is going to be a fun weekend. See, Bud Cauley, Charles Howell III continues his solid play of the season. Billy Horschel, another local resident, and Bryson DeChambeau, along with Justin Rose. It was pretty exciting final finish there. A couple players made some bogeys on their final holes. One in particular, Justin Thomas, which got the 1-unders into the weekend. See, Tiger Woods there. We'll catch him in our feature group coverage at 11 o'clock. We'll catch some of Ricky Fowler as well.
Nice to see Ali Schneiderjan's making it to the weekend.
Nice bounce back for Ricky. Was not feeling well the first day. 67 in that second round as we head back out to the par 4 12th, and Bubba Watson, his second.
Just down there, just in that low spot. A lot of green to work with. It's going to go up the hill here. Pretty straightforward pitch and run. Oh, got a piece of the hole.
That was almost a pitch and in.
These two are having some fun, Carney. It's great to see. They're kind of, it's like they're at their home country club just playing.
Obviously a lot on the line. A lot of FedEx Cup points. Just winning this prestigious event. But it's good to see them enjoying themselves out there.
Yeah, it's that fine line you got to take of, if you start caring too much, then you start playing a little bit too tight, too conservative. You don't have that freedom that we see when the likes of Justin Thomas are at his best.
Both these players, Bubba Watson, Justin Thomas, started the third round at 1 under. As we see Thomas looking at his book, trying to get a sense of what this putt will do. But if you're going to have an eagle putt, this certainly would probably be the best angle to have it from. There is a little bit of right to left, but maybe not as much as you think.
Okay. Might have learned a little bit from watching Bubba Watson's pitch shot come up the hill.
Of course, that's my local knowledge here.
Yeah, how many times have you played this golf course? Can you
quite a few
ballpark that?
Let's see if Thomas can get to 4 under.
Just like you called it. Yeah, kind of a weak effort, and it kind of ventured off to the right.
But it'll be a birdie, and Thomas, who is known for making runs on the weekend, 9 shots out of the lead now.
It's kind of like when you got 72 holes, the cream rises to the top. And Justin Thomas is certainly one of the best players in the world.
Well, Bubba after the nice little pitch to convert his birdie. Seems to have adapted that new putting style quite well, and seems very comfortable because, as you know, you've played a lot out there with Bubba, and it's the putting is the one thing that he tended to, at least in my opinion, would struggle with the inconsistency, and it looks he seems to be more consistent with this, with the putter up his forearm. Yeah, I think it's trying to get any sort of nervous twitch or anything that might happen at impact, which we are always trying to get rid of. And he's always been a very hole speed kind of putter. Even when he's played some great rounds, I played with him when he shot 60. Oh boy, was it 62? I think at Doral one time, and it was like he's just dripping in the 3-footers, barely over the edge. As we head back to the 10th tee, Matsuyama now making the turn, 4 under on his opening 9. Has moved into a tie for 20th now at 5 under. Less than driver here. That's the move you're trying to make here at on a Saturday. Get out early, post something. Yeah, just a placement tee shot here, and as we saw, it's kind of the hole's located over in that bowl in the back right portion. Very receptive, especially early in the day here when the greens are a little softer. Not many better ball strikers in the game than Hideki Matsuyama. Yeah, week in, week out, that's where he gains most of his strokes, from tee to green, and it's a matter of if his putting is just average, then he's near the top of the leaderboard. Now Brooks Koepka. 2 over in his opening 9. He is not firing on all cylinders, and he knew it right after impact. You heard the little, like he knew he'd missed it. That left bunker's gobbled up his ball. And of course, our featured group coverage so far today. Justin Thomas, this for eagle at the 2nd. Yeah, beautiful long iron into this position, and it's again at the early in the stages, you're just trying to get a feel for the speed of the greens, but an easy birdie. See with the sweaters as Koepka, after missing the green at 1. Yeah, Koepka off to a quick start. You would have thought it was going to be a great moving day for him, and a couple double bogeys have stalled that. And Matsuyama now for birdie. It was a cool morning for the start of the 3rd round, and Matsuyama gets heated up. Heat up really quick. Actually, probably about a short iron into this par 5, number 2nd hole. Now playing a little more downwind, so players can take it out off the tee. They will have under 200 yards for their 2nd shot. Another easy birdie for Hideki Matsuyama. And Bubba Watson at the 6th. Yeah, showing the creativity. He drove it through the fairway and downslope in the rough. He ran something up there, a kind of Scottish sort of shot to that position. Now this is a beautiful shot for Justin Thomas. And he backed off twice there. Jimmy Johnson pulled him off the 2nd time. Wasn't sure about the wind, and it was definitely worth the wait. And he would convert that. And now Matsuyama at the 7th. Got to be a different approach. Can't use spin coming out of the rough. He's got to land this short of the green, and he judged it just right. And he would have that for birdie, which at that time would take him to 4 under. Now Bubba at the 10th. It's a game of inches. Landed in that first cut of rough up there, and he had what Mark Immelman said, finally a comfortable right to left putt for him. Now at the 11th, a difficult pitch for Thomas. High degree of difficulty, but he made it look pretty easy there. And now Matsuyama at the 9th. Trying to finish off the opening 9. A little part wedge shot. That would set up another easy birdie to make the turn at 4 under par 32. A fast start for Matsuyama, but still 7 back of your leaders, Rory McIlroy and Tommy Fleetwood. You see veteran Jim Furyk there, veteran Ian Poulter, Brian Harmon, who not too far up the road from Georgia, and another former champion, Jason Day. Now we head to the par 3 13th. Bubba Watson.
Hole located on a very similar line as yesterday, but further back today. Oh, that's wet. Bubba overcooking his fade.
So after 3 birdies in a row, a likely drop shot. Now Thomas on the tee.
The idea here just taking it right at the camera tower you see in the distance and hopefully working it back towards the flag. Carney, in the back portion of this green, you don't get that sideboard help that you do for that front hole location we saw yesterday.
They took they softened a lot of the greens when they did the renovation. There were some pretty they didn't take out the base of it. They just kind of softened a lot of the ridges. That was one where that slope from right to left there as you play to the green was pretty severe, and that ball would normally catch that and move down to the left hand side. They flattened it out as you see Brooks Koepka looking around over the 10th. Now back at the 13th, third for Bubba.
From the drop zone, his only real option other than going back and hitting the shot over again. We'll have that left for a bogey.
You know, all that hard work may result in some struggles, but yesterday, I'd say a pretty perfect shot here marked by Sanjay M.
Yeah, it was playing tough into the wind. A lot of players, 152 yards. It sounds like a wedge or 9-iron for most. A lot of guys were hitting 7-irons. Spun it right back in.
I guess you would call that the perfect club.
That's the perfect club.
Congratulations there from Ryan Palmer. Do we need a little more reaction than that?
Yeah, the caddy was pretty excited about it for sure. Oh, Carney, this reminds me of one of my most embarrassing moments on the PGA Tour. I was actually the last group off on a Thursday off of the first tee, so I came through here at the 10th hole and I hit it where Brooks did and never found it, and had to go back to the tee to re-tee. And since I was the last group of the day, the tee markers were gone. Oh, I'm like, oh no, where do I hit from? Called a rules official over, and they actually put a small little spray painted dot where they put the tee markers each day. So I hit from there and put my tail between my legs and moved on.
Well, you see those bushes they're looking at. There used to be a lot more of those, and that was part of when they cleaned a lot of that out. Still difficult over there on the left hand side.
There's a ball right here. I got something.
Brooks thought he may have found his ball.
Look at them guys over there. They sit right here, but I don't.
Boy, change of rules this year. Carney, used to be 5 minutes to find your golf ball. Now it's 3 minutes once you get up there.
As we head back to the par 3 13th, birdie attempt for Thomas.
It's a pretty quick one, isn't it, Carney, from my recollection? Or is that actually back up the hill on that ridge?
There's a little rise and then it's downhill.
Okay.
It's kind of a flat area where he's walking right now. That kind of goes up to a little ridge.
Yeah, I mean, probably, yeah.
But that's a good point you made about the change in the time you're allowed to look for a golf ball.
Watch the spot. That's it. All right.
Well,
Did they find it, or is he walking back?
it's hard to tell. Like a lot of players, there's really no change of expression on Brooks's face. We should know here shortly, though.
Yeah, I never found it. Oh, I'm laughing with you, Brooks. I've been there, done that. It's a lonely walk back to the tee.
As we get another look at this, it rattles around in the pine trees right there. Avoids a lot of them, but right into that sawgrass bush.
Yeah, it looks like they were looking in the right spot, but it's amazing they couldn't find it. But
those are pretty thick bushes.
Yeah, and if he did find it, probably would have been an unplayable lie. There's rules official to give him a ride back to the tee to try to help pace of play.
And from experience, you don't even want to mess with those bushes. Those fronds are very sharp.
From experience, you say?
Yes. As Bubba's bogey attempt at 13.
Ooh, great save. Keeps some momentum going.
Avoids dropping more than one shot. We will continue feature group coverage here on PGA Tour Live from the Players.
How can mistakes be prevented before they even happen? How can results improve without standards being compromised? And how can data help reveal the bigger picture?
Success depends on being able to see how it all comes together. At Optum, we bring the people and pieces together to make sure healthcare works for all of us. We know how. We are the how. Optum. How well gets done.
Nothing comes easily. That's what happens in golf and in life. I'm very fortunate that I can lean on people, and that for me is what teamwork's all about. You can't do everything yourself. You need someone to guide you and help you make those tough decisions. That's Morgan Stanley. They're industry leaders, but the most important thing is they want to do it the right way. I'm really excited to be part of the Morgan Stanley team. I'm Justin Rose. We are Morgan Stanley.
Yeah, how fresh is your lobster?
Let me ask my manager.
Okay.
You had a question about the lobster?
Hi, how fresh is the lobster?
Let's ask the chef.
We had a question about the lobster.
He was wondering how fresh is the lobster.
Let me ask my fish guy.
Okay. You got a question about my lobster?
How fresh is this?
A lot fresher than me.
I'll just take the burger.
I'm here at the World Golf Hall of Fame, surrounded by icons. Memorabilia from the most historic moments and memories of the game. Players like Fred Couples, Colin Montgomery, and Bernhard Langer on the PGA Tour Champions, where legends play.
Some people say it's better to be lucky than good, but luck doesn't follow you from city to city, course to course. Out here, opportunities don't present themselves. They're won. The Web.com Tour, the path to the PGA Tour.
I got some unfortunate news. We got a bunch of pros coming in, and they're shutting down 17. So this is the last group that's going out.
It sounded like you said we weren't going to play this hole. Did you just say we're not going to play this hole?
Today, we're at one of the most exhilarating, dynamic, and exciting holes in all of golf. The par 3 17th at TPC Sawgrass, home of the Players' Championship. Golfers from around the globe come here in dreams of this moment, this shot. But you know what? We're not even going to let them take the shot. Not on my watch. How we doing? Hey, gentlemen.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you guys. Fellas, I got some rough news. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. This is actually the last group that's going out.
What?
They're shutting down 17. A wood stork has laid an egg in the Sunday Pin.
It's a damn shame.
It is a shame.
I'm marking down at 2.
You see these 4 birds out here that are in?
Circling around.
While those birds are there, I can't let you go out.
Can't take you behind the woodshed.
Whatever you got to do, if you got to beat me good.
Look, there's one out.
Oh, there. Okay, one's gone. All right. Go. Maybe we just give a big wave. We can. They always come back. It's like my ex-wives. This is the last group that's going out on 17 today.
You're joking, right?
I got to shut down 17 until after these pros have moved through here.
What pros are going to come out here?
I don't know. I just get the call. So I know how you feel.
We'll go pick it up and get out your shot. Now we want to put out. They won't be here before then.
I was going to go see Hall & Oates and only Oates showed up. And so I know exactly how you feel.
That's not even comparable.
It's close.
No, it's not. So how are they going to make this up to us?
They've got some gift cards for the 19 for the grill.
Not going to cut it.
Because it's 17, we're having a little fun with it. You can play anything you want that adds up to 17. You can play 10 and 7, and you can go back and you can do 16 and 1. You can play 1 16 times. Whatever you want to do.
This isn't April Fool's. You're serious.
No, yeah.
We should be compensated.
When they do have the gift cards for the, like I said, 19, I love the poppers. See, the thing is with the poppers, you got to go 2 orders, 1 basket. And it feels like you're getting a whole lot. I'm just messing with you, man.
Oh, shit.
I'm just messing with you guys.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, dude, because I wasn't having it.
There's cameras up there. There's cameras over there.
Yeah! Come on!
Oh, man, you got me. I'm like sweating now.
Yeah, I was ready to fight you.
You guys actually
not very funny.
You're on camera. Yeah.
It's not very funny.
It's good joke. There's a camera there. And there's a camera there. No, I'm just messing with you guys. You guys are good.
You know what? Dan, that was good. Dude, you actually played it so well.
Yeah. Oh, good. Well, I'm an actor.
You're
Yeah, I am. Yeah, you're totally allowed to play. Yeah. Well, you're on camera. There's a camera there. Yeah, you're totally allowed to play. Yeah.
I was like, doing something.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a bucket list. I can't stop the man's bucket list.
Oh, that's funny. Scratched. I have friends calling me all the time, Mark, wanting to play this golf course. I can honestly say I don't know how I know how I would react, but what a lot of fun that. I mean, obviously when those guys were doing it, and the players that were out here that pay a nice green fee to play here.
Yeah, and you really are playing for this, probably the most famous hole in all of golf that the public can play. And to get to that hole, what a great piece. Really fun. I love my favorite line was, the poppers are my favorite. They're, get 2 poppers, 1 basket. That way you feel you're getting your money's worth.
Yeah, going to see Hall & Oates, and Oates is the only one that showed up.
And the guy's like, that's not comparable at all.
And I love it because you got to, I mean, this is we as professionals